Down my Pecan Tree Line Lane. I'm down on the farms, Larry Marble. It's the 1245 edition of our program. Let's check ag weather. Showers and thunderstorms today. Heaviest rain chances across the big country, eastern Concho Valley and the Heartland. Looks like we'll have a 88 high in Abilene, a 90 in Sonora, an 89 in Ozona, a 90 in Junction, and an 88 in San Angelo. Looks like as we look at the radar update this morning, we had showers from Throckmorton, Albany, Abilene, down to Ballinger. At the point that I looked at it, San Angelo, you didn't have a shower right over you, but Sonora, Junction, and Ozona had some showers down by them. Neighbor, continuing that ag weather look through the National Weather Service Austin and San Antonio office, we're looking for scattered showers in Eagle Pass, 96, Rock Springs, 90, San Antonio scattered showers and 94, 92 with a scattered shower in Georgetown, Gonzales, LaGrange, and Giddings, Cuero. Y'all are looking to be 93, 94 with scattered showers also. As we look toward Thursday, the far north and east segments of the Austin, San Antonio National Weather Service region could see isolated showers in the morning, more sun, less clouds in the afternoon. Your lows on Thursday, we'll say 75 to 80. The highs somewhere around that 82 to 99 level, depending on where you're at within that region. Neighbor, there's a quick look at ag weather for the majority of down on the farm country. Neighbor, let's take a quick look at the commodities of ag interest. I remind you that these prices are delayed, so do not use them to make a trade. December corn, $5.66 even money, up 2.5. November beans down 4.5 at $13.57 even. December Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 7 3/4 at $7.37 even. October live cattle up 95 at $129.07. Looks like our feeder futures. The October feeder futures up 120 at 165.47. October lean hogs up 37.50 at 88.27. The December number 2 cotton contract down 114 at 93.77. The September U.S. dollar is down 3, up 3 now at 93.17. And your West Texas Intermediate crude, the October contract down 11 at 66.23. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, it's time for today's edition of Texas News and Views. We'll see who's at the mic and what the topic is after this word from the sponsor, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance Agencies.
Using the recess to visit your congressman. I'm Kerry Martin with Texas News and Views on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Congress has adjourned for the August recess, and that means all members of Congress are back here in Texas for the month. Texas Congressman Mike Cloud is the only member of the Texas delegation on one of the agriculture committees, and he says this is a great time for farmers and ranchers to reach out to him and make their concerns known.
You know, I would encourage people to reach out to our office. We have a robust schedule planned throughout the district. We got a lot of ground to cover, and so we'll be visiting a lot of ag interest all over, you know, to make sure that we continue to get a comprehensive kind of ear to the ground understanding of really what's going on.
Cloud says he believes that solutions to problems that farmers and ranchers are facing come from the grassroots, not from think tanks and intellectuals in Washington. The Texas Beef Council has released its long-range plan. Jessica Domel explains.
The Texas Beef Council has developed and released the details of a plan to guide the council through the next 5 years. The council's long-range plan was developed using the National Beef Industry Long-Range Plan as a foundation. It details 4 areas of focus that will help the Texas Beef Council promote beef, find new consumer opportunities worldwide, and encourage support from producers. The first key area of focus is to grow consumer trust in beef by ensuring beef inclusion in dietary guidelines, reinforcing its sustainability, telling beef's positive story, and strengthening beef's reputation as a safe and wholesome product. The second area of focus is to promote and capitalize on the multiple advantages of beef, including its role in a healthy and sustainable diet. A third goal of the plan is to drive beef exports by collaborating with partners to invest in programs that promote U.S. beef's unique attributes. And the final area of focus is to grow stakeholder trust in checkoff programs. For the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, I'm Jessica Domel.
The Texas cotton crop is looking good this year, but it is running behind schedule. USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey says the crop is running behind on setting bolls.
National number on August 15th, 3/4 of the crop, 75%, That is behind the 5-year average of 82%, also behind last year's 79%. A lot of the delays have been due to the cool, cloudy, wet weather in Texas and a few southeastern states. For example, in Texas, the number one cotton production state, just 68% setting bolls. 5-year average is 79%.
The condition of the Texas cotton crop is much better than we saw at this time last year. Right now, 19% of the crop is rated excellent, 45% rated good, 31% fair, and only 5% of the cotton crop rated poor to very poor.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
I'm Kerry Martin on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, it's time for Opsing to feed us lunch. Let's head out to San Angelo while we eat and talk to Benny Cox from Producers in Cargyle. You know, they've had quite a bit of rain over the last 4 or 5 days. Benny, did it have effect on the sheep and goat sale this week?
And it kind of surprised me. We had 4,800 to start with yesterday morning. We ended up catching over 900. That's crazy. You know, of course, we've got caliche roads around here, and people get out. A lot of smaller deals, but we had a big group come from Del Rio and big truckload and that, so that helped us catch up that deal. And we got along quite well compared with last week. These wool feeder type. We'd have to call them weak to $10 lower on a quote, and I'll tell you why. Is because they were soaking wet, and those things they can hold a good deal of water in that wool. So it costs. I say it cost them a little bit. I've never run a test. I don't know exactly how much more they weighed than they should have weighed. But anyway, the quotes would have certainly been lower than the week before. On the slaughter lambs, they sold mostly steady on the light end. Some of these heavier weights were sure $10 to $15 lower. Still a really good market on those. The slaughter ewes, they sold $10 to $15 lower for sure. We had a guy that kills a lot of those things from down in Houston area. He was here himself last week, and he was pretty aggressive. On the kid goats, they sold mostly steady. The slaughter nannies from $1.50 to $2.16, but mostly $1.90 to $2, which is not shabby at all. These big mature billies sell from $1.80 to $2.34. The range on those wool feeder lambs was $2.38 to $2.90. Now, those things that bring over $2.60 or so would be, any of those that would have been lightweights that would have gone to ethnic slaughter. Some of those others could have gone to the pen. The slaughter lambs, the light end of those from $2.60 to $3.36, some real little, some little old 35, 40 pounders, maybe 42, I think. Real fleshy. They'd be the ones that brought up over that $3.30. The heavier weights kind of $2 all the way up to $2.84. And I can tell you those $2.84s might have been some ewe lambs that somebody took back to the country. I can't remember just which ones would have brought over. Mm-hmm. A realistic figure on those heavyweights would have been, there's a lot of them had to bring 240 before they could bring more. On the slaughter ewes, they bring from 85 to 128, but mostly 97 to 125. The kid goats sold in a range from 250 to 328, mostly 290 to 310. Now that's on the ones that I know went to the slaughter facility or went directly to processing. With some of those, and they're still selling those show kids. The bottom end of those out of these pens where these people raise them. We had a few of those bring up to as high as 352.
Now, cattle sale, how's it going to develop?
I think it's going to be, we had 2,000 last week. I think we'll have a hard time we got to get to 500 first.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Benny.
They can call me on my mobile. It's 325-234-4277. The office is the same area code, 653-3371, or they can always look at the web, which is producersandcargyle.com.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. McCoys.com. McCoys Building Supply. Still family owned. Strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. Farm and ranch panels and gates. steel fencing, welded wire panels, barbed wire, and electric fencing. Shop online and find products and the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, I tell you what, my cowboy crew's eating their lunch, so let's send them back up to Abilene and let them help Henry Pickett distribute cattle from the Tuesday sale and get ready for next week. Henry put them to work, but first tell us how you sold them.
It ended up pretty good. We had quite a bit of moisture around in the area. We still ended up with a little over 900 cattle with about 125 cows. Just kind of a mixed week. We had a little bit of everything. We had a few wean cattle, and they sold real well. Everything was a little bit softer. Packer cows and bulls, yearlings and calves were kind of steady to $1 lower.
All right. What was the best seller across the wean calves?
I think it's probably those 4 to 5 weight steer calves, bringing in that 170 range to 180.
What'd they do on the Packer cows?
Took a little bit of money off some of the better high yielding cows were still up in the 70s, but last week, they were in the mid 70s, even upwards to low 80s. So they're taking it off a little bit each week.
How long's it taking them to pick them up?
They're picking up these Packer cows like within 2 days, so it's not as bad as it was back earlier.
All right. What do you know for next week?
Right now with the moisture and everything, it just depends on who can get in, but nothing right off the top of my head.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Here at the barn, we can be reached at 325-673-7865, or my mobile is 940-733-8208. And don't forget about our upcoming bred cow replacement sale coming up September 11th, and we're going to start that at noon on Saturday the 11th.
We appreciate it, Henry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Neighbor, remember Meatheads, 3187 North U.S. Highway 183 in Gonzales. Call 830-672-2135. Are you having a party? Call ahead. They'll take care of you. You might even want to utilize this steel deal for that party. 8 pork chops, 4 T-bones, 4 beef sirloin tips, 8 1-pound boxes of hamburger, and 4 1-pound pan sausage packs for $85. And don't forget, if you want to buy a whole or a half or a quarter, they've got cattle on feed. They can help you get it done. That's Meatheads, 830-672-2135, 3187 North U.S. Highway 183 in Gonzales, 830-672-2135. Neighbor, when you hear my head cowboy Eddie Arnold calling the cattle back to the headquarters pens, it's time to feed them a bale of hay. Make sure that the windmill's pumping water, put out some salt, and talk to Gary Butler, Nixon Livestock. They sold them on Monday. Gary, I know you had 1,000 head when we talked Sunday night. What did it end up like?
Larry had another good sale, wind up with 1,251 head, 140 cows, and 13 bulls. Calf market, Larry just stays pretty steady and strong, getting a lot of these good calves coming in. The quality of the calves sure were good this week, and the prices reflected that. 2 and 3 weight steers, $1.80 to $2.18. Heifers, $1.45 to $1.80. 3 and 4 weight steers, $1.64 to $2.16. Heifers, $1.39 to $1.78. 4 and 5 weight steers, $1.46 to $2.08. Heifers, $1.35 to $2. 5 and 6 weight steers, $1.35, $1.62. Heifers, $1.26, $1.75. 6 and 7 weight steers, $1.31 to $1.52. Heifers, $1.21 to $1.49. 7 and 8 weight steers, bull yearlings, $1.26 to $1.45, and the heifers, $1.12 to $1.41. Old calf market sure is all right, Larry. Got some cattle that need to be sold. You sure need to bring them to town. Slaughter cows, got 75 for the best cow. Slaughter bulls, 81 to 95. Stocker cows didn't have much to choose from this week, 800 to 1,000. And the pairs the same way, 1150 to 1275, Larry.
Are you aware of anything for Monday?
Larry, I know there's 100 black ball-faced calves coming Sunday. They're all from Tiger Stripe cows and Angus bulls. Then I got a 124 coming out of the Uvalde. They're big crossbred kind of calves, also Charolais and black.
Okay.
But got about 250 coming already that I know of.
Tell everybody how to contact you.
You can catch us here at cell phone 830-582-1561 or 62. Catch me on my mobile, 830-857-4330, Larry.
We appreciate it, Gary, and we'll talk to you Sunday night.
Thank you, sir.
Neighbor, let's see what's going on with today's Focus on Ag from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, brought to you by your local Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent.
The cotton harvest in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Focus on Agriculture from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. We go to the southernmost region of Texas, and Bryce Wilde is my guest. He is a cotton farmer in Willacy County. Bryce, you and other farmers are in the midst of your cotton harvest. How far along are you in the process?
So we're about 25% to a third completed already.
And what does the harvest look like as far as quality and quantity?
We were disappointed in our irrigated yields. They're down about, maybe 25% just due to all the rains that we had early on May and June. Moving to our dry land, we're above average. So we're pretty tickled with what's coming off. It's a little too early to see quality coming back from the gin grades yet. They're just now getting started in the first 4 or 5 days of ginning, but we're hopeful to see some good quality coming out of here.
Yes, you folks have had some very wet fields recently, finally dried out to really get out there and get cotton out of the ground.
That's right. We had a tremendous amount of rain. We got about 10 inches of rain, really flooded the valley. We're seeing great yields out of the cotton, but we had even greater potential. But with the water, it kind of knocked things back a little bit. But all that moisture really has pushed us back here now into August. And so with the threat of hurricanes looming out there, we're just really concerned. We're worried. We're running long hours, trying as best we can to hurry up and get this crop out. The August time frame for us down here in the Rio Grande Valley is always a worrisome time to get to have crops still out in the field.
Now, how long do you foresee the cotton harvest lasting?
I would say here in Willacy County, I think the bulk, 75 to 85%, should be out in the next week and a half to 2 weeks. But you're still going to have lingering fields to be irrigated. So I would say hopefully everything's out by September 1, September 15th at the latest, I would hope.
That is Rio Grande Valley cotton farmer Bryce Wilde. I'm Tom Nicoletti, and this is the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle. Milo through the port of Corpus Christi in August, D's plus 85, $11.58. Houston, D's plus 150, $12.74. Progresso, $10. Yellow corn through Corpus in August, September plus 65, $6.23 and a quarter. Houston, September plus 45, $6.03 and a quarter. And we'll call Progresso $12 by the hundredweight. Hard red winter wheat through Houston in August, September plus $1, $8.16 and three quarters. We'll call Houston beans August delivery, November less 40, $13.21 and a quarter. Corn and bean basis weaker, hard red winter steady. Taking a look at cotton, 16 bale of Texas cotton moved, neighbor, at 92.33. High side 93.70, low side 90.95, 5,576 bales for the season. Neighbor, that's it for Down on the Farm. Good day to you.